Imagine waking up in the morning, flicking through your Instagram feeds, only to find out that your so-called best friend has jackpot to the United States. This is the reality of so many middle-class Nigerian youth. Hello and welcome to SMA Talks the Podcast. My name is Ayodeji Saraki, and today's episode, I present to you our very first, yes, you heard it, our very first female guest on the show. She's indeed a serial mediapreneur. She's the co-host of The Vibe on Rhythm 947 Abuja, and she also has a personal development consult, and it is called Into the Real You. She's none other than my newfound friend, Juliet Godwin. Hello, Juliet.
Hi. I don't know who you were describing, but seriously, I'm still getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
But thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has made it weird by calling me the first.
Why? But were you the first?
At the same time. So.
Good to have you, Juliet. Good to have you.
Yeah.
So how are you doing? How are you feeling today?
My dear, everyone has been like I've been high.
What do you mean?
I don't
Work?
know. I started the day very quiet, but then somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened. I just went off.
I mean, it happens like that once in a while. You just get tired and you just get.
I don't know where the burst of energy came from. I just found myself laughing uncontrollably and looking for trouble up and down. I'm like, okay, well, that's a good one.
So the energy rush.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice. So today's topic is going to be Japa and the year of return. Juliet, I know you can, this is your topic, you can chew it like you're chewing biscuit.
You don't even want to know what I'm thinking right now.
So Juliet, first of all, tell us to our listeners listening from wherever they're listening from.
Yeah.
First of all, what is the meaning of Japa?
Japa.
J-A-P-A, Japa. What is the meaning?
If you're not from Nigeria, Japa means to leave this country and never come back. In simple terms, it just means to leave here and never return. That's just the idea of Japa. I don't know who coined it. I have no idea where it started, but
I think I do.
Really?
Yes. So Japa is actually a Yoruba slogan or a slang.
You would know.
Yeah.
You would know.
Which means to run, to flee, to escape, or to cut loose.
So maybe the cut loose tags it better because most people when they leave they are telling you they are not coming back.
They are jackpying, meaning they are running like Exodus. When people are escaping from the prison, so that's how it seems. Like they want to jackpot.
They give the feeling that the country must be in serious trouble for them to just want to leave. It's sad and funny at the same time, but then we Nigerians, we know how to make the best of everything.
True.
So as sad as the situation is, we still laugh about it. So.
Yeah, we do. A lot of us, we laugh about it, but sometimes it's so scary, like the reality of a lot of you wake up in the morning and you're going through maybe Twitter or Instagram, and the next thing you're seeing your neighbor, the person has relocated to Canada, your friend has relocated to America, your colleague in the office that just told you they were going home to go and get something, you see them in the United Kingdom, and you're wondering, everybody's leaving. I mean, this is the reality of many youth right now, especially the middle class, because you hardly have friends or family members that have not jackpot or that is not thinking of jackpotting or that is not praying to God to jackpot.
I mean, there are people who don't want to leave, but they're like the minute, there's a number in the country. But this thing you're saying is very personal for me because like I told you earlier, my best friend did not tell me.
When she jackpot?
She just WhatsApped me 1 month after she had jackpot and told me, Jules, I'm in Germany. I'm like, huh?
What? What do you mean you're in Germany?
You're supposed to be my best friend. I mean, how did you leave me? We had plans, And I'm like, but the truth is, if you check the country and everything, you can't really blame her. Although in a very weird way, she had things better than most people. But then she still found a way to Japa. And if you actually check it, if you're very honest, you find out that those who can't even afford to Japa are even in better economic states than a lot of other people. Because there are people who want to Japa who cannot afford to do it.
To jackpot, yeah. I mean, a lot of people always say, so I have one uncle that always says that he feels Japa is for people that do not have things going for them in Nigeria. Like, that's his point of view. He thinks that people who should Japa are people that don't have maybe something stable or good businesses or very good jobs, because he's of the opinion that why would someone with a good job, good business, things that, like, Nigeria is not the so-called best country to live in, right? There's insecurity problems, there's economic crisis, our healthcare system, like, we can list go on and on. But he just feels that people who don't really have, the support, the finances, are those who should Japa. That's his own point of view.
But the problem now is that the country is really that bad, in quotes. That the ones who should Japa,
the rich and the poor
Japa.
And everybody.
So everyone is affected. Even the ones with the good jobs feel they would have done better if they were outside, so they leave.
True.
So
when you're seeing pictures on Instagram and you see your friends, like, they're tourists, enjoying themselves, eating nice foods, and there's barely any celebrity or social media influencer that is not influencing young people right now to say, you know what, you guys should leave the country, go to this, go to that.
A lot of people keep, they're not helping matters.
Yeah.
But the truth is, are they really telling everyone the truth about Japa?
Yeah. Well, because most of the time what we see on social media is the positives of Japa.
Yeah.
Like, I have a friend who just got back from Malaysia, and my friend was telling me, he said, Deji, people are suffering. Nigerians are suffering. They're walking on the streets of Malaysia. No jobs, no opportunities. He said it's so bad that you can't even buy land. You can't even buy properties, except maybe you marry a Malaysian girl or something. Yeah,
that's the new style.
Before you can. And he told me, he said, if most of the people he's seeing, right, suffering in Malaysia, like, if the country, that's Nigeria, was better, that a lot of them, he's sure that a lot of them will come back to Nigeria.
Of course.
But it seems like many of them have given up on Nigeria, and that's why they're there.
That's the word, actually.
Yeah.
They have given up. And the thing is this: if there was hope in sight, I believe a lot of people will not leave. But right now, a lot of people feel like, what's the word? There's nothing to hold on to. Then the few people that are still, elections are coming up, people are looking forward to, is there a possibility that something will change this time around? Those are the last batch of people that are still holding on. I promise you that if nothing changes by 2023 elections, Nigeria is going to be empty before December 2023. The rest people that will.
What do you? Hey, excuse you. Excuse you. What do you mean? We are the most populous black nation on earth. We are the most populous country in Africa. So what do you mean Nigeria will be empty, Juliet?
Dude.
Yes.
Today, I just announced that a bridge was built between Cross River and Cameroon. Some people would trek out of the country. You will not understand Japa. Oh, God.
Okay, so Juliet, tell me, are you planning to Japa?
What a question. See, this question doesn't have a direct answer because I used to be one of the people that loves Nigeria,
Yeah.
But on Saturday morning, my mom...
Like, you mean Saturday, last week Saturday?
Yes, last week Saturday, I woke up to a phone call from my mother, my dear daughter. I said, yes, Mom. And she said, we need to reconsider this thing. I know you love Nigeria, but one of us needs to leave this country and pull the rest of us. So I'm like, yes, Mommy. For once, I did not argue. I did not shout. And for me to get to that point, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you check and you check your efforts, your skills,
Your hard work.
You're hardworking.
Yes.
And it's not like you're sitting down doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're literally putting in the work. Why aren't you seeing the results? And you're very certain that if you were in a better environment, you put in this even less of the hard work, you will get better results. It might make a person get to a point when they're like, nah, I'm not valued here. Yeah. That's what happens to a lot of people. Now, personally, I would say I'm among the last people holding on to the thread of hope. Yeah. Hoping that maybe something will happen for this country. Maybe that's why I'm not Japa yet. If not,
so basically, do you have quite a number of friends and family members that have Japa, close friends? Yes, I knew you just mentioned your best friend. Yes.
Yep.
But aside your best friends, do you have more friends or cousins, family members?
2 of my cousins have moved this year. They moved and they are planning on taking the rest of the family with them. We were moving around my street where I live, and then the lady that used to sell stuff for us in the estate just, smiles at us and says, "In 3 days, I'm leaving the country." And I'm like, wow. Okay. And just, I think last week, another my friend, she just posted a picture. Finally, new times, new seasons. I was like, wow, okay.
Like this is not even
real.
Funny. So let me quote the statistics, that I found.
Go ahead.
And it says that, so the statistics came out in May 2022, which show that the number of Nigerians granted study visas to the United Kingdom increased by over 500% in the last 2 years. The UK government said as of March 2020, a total of 9,355 sponsored study visas were granted. But by March 2022, the figure had increased to 58,887.
Wow.
Dear Juliet, as of September, about 70,000 Nigerians were granted study visas to the United Kingdom alone.
Only
this is
UK.
Just United Kingdom.
Wow.
I've not quoted for Canada. I've not quoted for what's it called?
United States of America. I think I can help
that
you
just
a little
gives
there.
you.
I think I can help you there.
Yeah.
So I think I took the news sometime this week.
Yeah.
The federal government actually came out with the number of international passports that were issued this year.
Yeah.
They said for the year 2022, we had about 650,000 international passports that were printed.
Wow.
Yes. Out of the 750,000 applications that were made. So which means that if I'm very certain, and Nigeria is one place that I'm sure that they came back for their passports. So more than 95% of people have gone to collect their passports. That means that about 650,000 people have moved or are about to move.
And the process. And we haven't even quoted the ones that probably didn't get their visas, or didn't get admission.
Had long time before
yes.
Now. And they said that from June 2021 to June 2022, we have 1.9 million people who have actually gotten their passports. So I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
We say we are populous, but trust me, are we still plenty remaining in this country? Are we sure?
Yeah, we're plenty.
The medical sector is complaining about the number of doctors. I think UK just licensed almost 200 and something doctors.
Yeah, I think Nigeria, we have the highest number of doctors, black doctors in the United Kingdom.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think even in the United States as well. So, okay, let's put it this way. I know a lot of people, as much as many people are Japa, there's still a lot of people who think this is a disaster, this is a wrong idea for a lot of youth to leave the country, because when you're clamoring for change and you're clamoring for a better society and you all leave the country, then who is going to fight for the change? Who is going to change the status quo? Who is going to challenge the status quo? So a news outlet like The Cable, for example, they said, and I quote, "Japa is the trending time bomb we are all ignoring."
Ooh.
Yeah, that's deep. Let that sink in. Please marinate on that if you're listening to us. Let that sink in. Japa is the trending time bomb we are all ignoring. Wow. So, Juliet, why do you think people are Japaing? I know you mentioned, sometimes you almost give up, like the work one is putting in.
Yeah.
You can't really see it. You can't measure progress and all of that. But another person would argue that a lot of countries around the world, it's not as if there's gold and diamond on the floor. You don't find it easy.
Yeah.
We've had stories of people in the United States and complain about racism. We see what is happening to Black Americans and say they have to work twice as hard as the white, more than the white, to get validation, to get good jobs and opportunity. So it's not as if anywhere is easy. I mean, I have family and friends in the United Kingdom, United States, around the world, and they tell me stories of what they all face, which is not rosy. So the reality is, wherever we are going, they still have their own challenges. So what is so bad that is making us, our family and friends and neighbors and strangers in Nigeria, cut out? what is making them Japa at all costs?
Okay, so bear in mind that everything I'm going to say now, don't take it as my own personal belief. No,
okay.
It's things I've gotten from talking to different people different
okay.
times. So one time,
of course, you're a media person. You speak to a lot of people.
So I spoke to someone one time,
yeah.
Trying to get the person to change a certain mindset. And you know what the person said?
Yeah.
Said one thing must kill a man. So you might as well just, pick what kills you. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people leave Nigeria just on emotions.
Yeah.
I use the word emotions, not because they are not aware that outside might not be so rosy, but they just feel like anywhere is better than here. That's the problem.
No.
For some people.
But isn't that disturbing?
It is.
Because it is a wrong mindset to have.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But then that's what we are facing right now. A lot of people just feel like anywhere is better than here right now. And for some other people, they just feel like, okay, maybe some people got opportunities, quite all right, and they moved, yes.
Yeah.
For some other people, they just feel like, okay, maybe if I try. But for some people, they just want to leave. Let them just cross the border. They believe that, you see that thing that they are hustling down here, in their words, if they get over there, it will pay more. And that's the root of this whole issue. And I feel what caused this increase, this surge in Japa syndrome, was the EndSARS movement. It had a lot of, factors to play in there. Why?
So this is part of the consequence of EndSARS. No, but if you put it this way, so for the past 4 decades, Nigerians have been leaving the country for various reasons, right?
Gently.
I remember even years before, I mean, our parents, they schooled, most of them schooled abroad, most of them traveled.
But they always came back.
But they always came back.
Exactly.
Until 4 decades ago, more Nigerians started to go, but it wasn't as bad until recently.
No.
Like this massive exodus we're talking about happened like, let's say 4 years ago, from 4 years till now.
Now, check it. In 2020, there was a pandemic.
Yeah.
And the pandemic hit every other country more than it hit Africa.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Every continent rather, more than it hit Africa. Africa was a little protected. Somehow, we still have not understood what happened.
Some people don't even believe there was COVID.
Do you get?
Yeah.
All right. Now, this should have made a lot of people wary about going out, right? But just after the pandemic came the EndSARS movement.
Yeah.
A reminder, and then the way the government treated it, the way people saw how their voices were just sidelined. I listened to people. All I could hear was hope dying, literally, in their voices. All you could just see was, man, these people no rate us. Now wait till you could hear. As in, let me speak broken.
Scatter around, my sister.
Do you understand? Like, these guys no rate us. As in, they don't send you. So it now became a fight. People started readjusting themselves. Like, so what's the point of staying here?
Yeah.
If these people, they say we are leaders of tomorrow, but then, come on, let's be honest. It's the leaders that have been leading, since our parents were there. And come on, a youth then was 40 years old now, and you get.
So let me tell you a story. What happened recently? So I was going somewhere and I ordered Uber. I was in an Uber, and the Uber driver was like, "Oh God, you don't go airport today?" I said, "No, I never go airport. What time I go find for airport?" The guy was like, "Oh God, if you see the number of young people where they leave the country, oh God, this thing no funny." I was like, the guy was saying it with so much passion, like he couldn't believe his eyes. Probably when he got to the airport, and this was sometime. This was I think September.
Yes,
I think this was September. Yes, because people schools were resuming. Exactly. This was September. So the guy was like, "Oh God, the number of people, young people at the airport." Like, it is scary. Like, there's no young person in the country anymore, according to this Uber driver.
We're old people.
And it is so scary because if you look at it, a lot of tech guys, pastors, bank managers.
Please put doctors at the top of that list.
Doctors, even lawyers, a lot of them are all leaving. And, why are they leaving? everybody's argument is they want a better life, because some of all these people I just called, these professions I just called, like in technology, in medicine, in law, most of them, it's not really about the money. You know, we have people that they make more money in Nigeria than even the so-called abroad. But money alone is not the reason, because I've interviewed some, I've conversed with quite a number of people, and what they tell me is that it's not just about money. It's about their security. It's about their children's education. It's about having the best for their children, good education, health care. God forbid something happens before they rush you to the hospital. I mean, look at the celebrity that just died recently. May God bless his soul. That guy that went to Big Brother, Rico Suave. Yeah, they rushed him
out of negligence.
Yeah, out of negligence. So it's not just about money, about salaries. It's about the overall cost of cost of living and standard of living for them. So that's why they're jackpotting. So is that not leading to brain drain? You know, because the best of us, you know, that can afford to jackpot. You know, the best of, because people are even borrowing money from banks. We have stories, people borrowing money, selling their father's land, selling their father's properties, selling whatever they can sell just to go. And you know what? Mom, see, when I get there, I'll start working. Let's do a payment plan. I'll be paying you back. So this is how desperate Nigerians are. So don't you think the smartest of us, the best of us, don't you think they're the ones going? And is that not an impending disaster?
Of course.
What do you think?
Of course. It's like, I think we don't even realize, you know, the gravity of this whole thing. That in the next, if this does not go down, in the next 5 years, first and foremost, there are youths that will be here. We too will be old people. We'll be classified as old people.
Don't be silly.
I'm serious. No, because it will be the old people that are left behind.
So we'll be classified with them.
Yes, we'll be classified with them.
Hell no.
You know, I mean, it's really sad. And it means that if the ones who have the vibrancy, who have the smartness have gone, it means that in truth, the hope has gone with it. Because guess what? You see the rest of us that are left behind, how many people? How many people? Where do you want to start from? Do you understand? Now, we're not saying that the people that will be left behind aren't smart. The funny thing is that these people left behind might actually, out of survival, now wake up and actually push through. Things can happen. Now, I'm not. That's the thing about survival. It brings out the basest instincts in you, and we might just end up being the ones to turn things around. But at what cost? Because now, whoever is left behind and manages to turn things around might end up losing certain kinds of sympathy, might even lose the reason for, you know, even pushing for change, you know, because at that moment you're literally blindly pushing for change, forgetting, you know, that you care about people, care about anything at that time. And in getting the change, you might end up wishing you didn't even get it because you'll be worse off.
So, Juliet, you know, today's topic is Japa and the year of return. Let's explore the year of return.
Okay. So before we talk about them returning, let me talk about a lot of people who have moved and, you know, moved for no reason. I feel like they actually had no business jackpotting. You understand? These are the first set of people that will return. You know, each batch has their targeted year. They will come back. Don't worry.
Let's go.
So now the first batch of people are the ones who had no business jackpotting. They just woke up because
their friends are going. It's a trend.
Understand? They
jumped on the trend.
Good. You do not research as to where you're going. You don't know the culture. You don't have any work. Even if you went
you don't have the qualification.
You don't nothing. You don't have skill.
No plan.
Nothing. Do you get this plan you said? This part is a painful part because you just go there and you're working aimlessly. Now
just
when you get there,
jobs,
do you understand?
You know, no friends, no family around. Reality dawns on you. You don't easily assimilate into their system. Even if when you try your best, probably they don't even they make it difficult for you to. They're not as nice to you the way you expected them to be nice to you. looking at pictures and watching Hollywood movies. It's not reality. That's drama.
That's media. Media's job is to show you the best side of them.
Yeah.
It's just like, except maybe, I don't know, but Nigerians are learning that too. Before, we used to show our hold up, our spoils, downfalls, everything. But nowadays, we're
packaging.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's the idea of media. Anybody that checks your social media will end up thinking that you had no pain in your life. That's the truth, that your life was almost near perfect.
Yeah, rosy.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
They may never figure out. So, those set of people are usually the first to come back. They either come back or they are deported. Yes. Because guess what? You find it hard to adjust. There are a lot of things that you can get away with here in Nigeria that you go over there and you cannot get away with. A friend of mine only went to visit her husband over there, and she actually got into trouble for running a traffic light. Not once, not twice. It's in the blood. In Nigeria, we have no care for traffic. What's the traffic light? Is there last month? No. You move. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, all these kind of little things that we break here.
That you take for granted here, and you think, it's not
a big
deal.
There.
Yeah.
You go there and you want to go and pee at the back of somebody's building. Whatever you see, you take. Let's not talk about the racism. Racism is like going too far, because that one is something you may never really avoid.
Yeah.
I have people in South Africa. I ask him, I say, how do you cope? He said, Juliet, I cannot begin to tell you the extent. He said, all I just thank God for is my family is safe. But even then, how long will they be safe? Do you understand where I'm going?
Yeah.
That's South Africa. It's still Africa.
South Africa.
Do you understand? we have not gone out of the country. Do you understand? The racism in UK.
Yeah.
The UK that they feel is all packed with Nigerians and everything has its own level. That alone will send some people back. So I'm giving those set of people, I'm giving them 3 years. Don't worry, they will come back by themselves. No, there's no argument.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Let me take one start. So I remember the Ghanaian president, Nana Akufo-Addo, he declared and launched the Year of Return, Ghana 2019,
nice.
For Africans in diaspora. Yeah. And I remember a lot of Africans, especially Black Americans, that have never been to Ghana. A lot of them started taking their DNA, to find their roots, where their ancestors came from. And most of them, especially the ones that discovered that their ancestors came from Ghana, are Ghanaians. Most of them moved back to Ghana. And a lot of them, if you follow a few of them, they're very pro-Africa.
Yeah.
You see them talking about returning back to Africa. And many have moved back to Ghana, which I'm aware of. So, do you think that in the near future, whatever the state that we hope and pray that Nigeria becomes better, whatever the state it is, that people will definitely come back, just as you have said, because they'll find out that the place they thought they were Japa into is not the Cinderella movie they thought it was, and reality will dawn on them and they will all return. So when do you think will be that year? I want you to predict a particular year. When do you think that year would be, the year of return? A lot of Nigerians.
2030.
2030?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ambitious of you. Yeah, me, I was thinking something like 2050. Okay, let me give you my reasons before you laugh at me. Okay, my reasons are, I think 2050s, a lot of people in our age bracket, for example, in their 20s, late 20s, and so, a lot of people would be in their 50s, right? A lot of people will be in their 50s, and by that time, there'll be need.
Okay, they want to come back.
Yeah, they want to come back, and they'll have their children already, and they'll be telling their children the stories of Nigeria, blah blah blah, and also they want to come back because most of them were not born there. They grew up here, so they left Nigeria in their late 20s, early 30s, that age bracket. So by that time, they will feel like, see, I don't find the money, I don't do everything. Let's be going back home. Let me go and stay back on my on my father's farm or whatever it is. But that's a joke. But basically, they'll be like, let me go and spend my money. Because a lot of young people now in our age bracket, I think they realize the beauty of not just Nigeria, of Africa, where there's money. If you have your bar, your money, trust me, the most beautiful continent to live. Yeah. And in that continent, the best country to live and enjoy your money and freedom. Forget what anybody says. It's Nigeria.
It's actually Nigeria.
It's Nigeria. You live like a king, you born like a king and queen, and you have fun.
Oh, God.
So, I think a lot of people that did not grow up there, like these young people, this age bracket, 20s, early 30s, that are living, I think they will definitely come back. Okay. There will be a year of return. Maybe it will be between year 2040 to 2050. But you start seeing all of them. It's now be another trend. And say, I beg, we're going back to our country. We all have money. At least we can afford to build one small house in Otako, for example, or wherever the place is in the country. You know, we can afford to buy one apartment in Wuse or something, so I can live a comfortable life. So I think we should come back. You know, you start to hear stories like that. That's what I predict.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's saying that.
And sorry to cut you. Sure, sorry to cut you. So you remember the Ghana Must Go? The story. Hey, sorry. I know I have Ghanaian fans listening to my podcast. Not to bash you, it's just, you know, it's just to make us remember what happened that time. So there are a lot of Ghanaians in Nigeria at one point. And, you know, they went through their revolution, the corrupt politicians, they killed most of them. And there was this exodus too from Nigeria, from Ghanaians in Nigeria back to Ghana. And, you know, there was this Ghana Must Go, you know, story surrounding that era. So if you want to find out more, you can go and do research by yourself. If you haven't heard it before, you heard it first here on the podcast. So people moved back to Ghana, right? So there will be a time whereby Nigerians will think, you know what, we're tired of being second-class citizens or second-class whatever in another person's country. Let's come back to our country.
Well, I think why I gone for 2030 was me being an optimist.
Okay, yes. That's why I said it was ambitious.
Yeah. I'm being optimistic that I'm trying to look at the bright side of next year.
Yes.
And hoping that if things go as people hope, do you understand? We get a positive outcome.
Yeah.
You know, next year. I believe that it's only a matter of time. It will not be like the country will have changed, though. But it will start, that 2030 will be the year when people will start to think, wait, something is happening in Nigeria.
Yeah. You
know, and they start to wake up. They're like, okay, wait. And if anyone is smart, that's the wise ones. Let's believe it. Let me believe that the smart ones are left.
Yeah.
So the smart ones will actually stop and think, wait, if something is happening, I need to move back. And especially they should have made some reasonable amount of money by then. Better come and buy your land. Better come and start your company. Better come and, you know, whatever it is, your business, whatever it is, set it up at that time. Yes, I know that maybe by 2050, the ones that were not so smart will start to also flow back, you know, because they are now, but that is if they even balance.
True.
Because that is even you being optimistic in that end. What if they never make it over there?
Juliet, I would like to lean into your optimism. But before we go further, let's go on a short break. And when we return, we continue on our Japa story. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to SMA Talks the Podcast. If you're just joining us, I have my first ever female guest on the show. Yes, she's none other than Juliet. Yes, she's a mediapreneur. Yeah, you heard it.
He coined that word himself.
Yeah, I coined it myself. Yeah. So we have been talking about Japa and the year of return. And we Juliet helped us define Japa. And I also helped her to chip in one or two that Japa, is actually a Yoruba slang, which means to run, to flee, or to escape, or better still, to cut loose. So, and that's what a lot of Nigerians are doing. And unfortunately, this Japa has taken a root in the minds of so many young Nigerians, and it has become something to aspire to. Juliet, when are you jackpotting again? Don't mind me. So the question really is, election is coming next year, 2023.
Yeah.
So do you see this jackpot issue, do you see it reducing, or do you think it will escalate? Do you think it will increase?
It's a game of dice.
Okay, why do you say that?
It's a game of dice. It's which way the dice runs. If it rolls, in a certain way, yes, I see it increasing. I see it multiplying. What? I see it geometrically multiplying.
Nice one.
But if it rolls a different way, I see it reducing. I see it drastically reducing.
Okay, so let me put more clarity for my listeners. I like to be clear with them. So these dice you're talking about, are you talking about the elections coming?
Yes.
So it depends on, because now we have 3 major parties that are contesting for this presidency and majority of the positions, which is the APC or Progressive
Progressive
Congress. We have the PDP, People's Democratic Party, and we have the Labour Party. So are you saying that if one of those,
there's a party that we get it right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to force anybody to vote anyone.
Yeah.
There's a party that will just win this thing right now. Even me.
You won't jackpot again?
I would trek from Cross River
to Cameroon.
I would trek.
Okay, but do you think there's a party that would win? Do you see any of these parties, one of them winning, and you change your plans that, you know what, I'm not jackpotting again?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You like to share?
Sorry, as a media person, I'm not really allowed to air what it is.
Okay, that's fine. Let's not make this political. Okay, but you're saying that it depends on what will happen after the election.
Yeah.
So if the right party wins, you feel it may change people's perspective towards jackpotting. But if the wrong party wins, you think this would escalate?
The hope will just die, literally.
But because we don't want to be political, let me just mention, my listeners will forgive me, that whatever party that wins, I would like we Nigerians to be generous with our expectations from the party. Because the way Nigeria is now, we're in a situation whereby even if God sends a few people from heaven right now to come and fix it, to take time.
Exactly.
They'll need like 2 years.
Yeah.
So whatever party comes in, we need to give them at least like 2 years just to balance. Don't get me wrong, guys. This is not an excuse, to or for the parties to make sure that they're not doing anything because they have felt Nigerians will give them time to get their acts together.
Yeah.
But to be realistic, government bureaucracy takes time. So we'll need to give like 2 years just to and really, if a government is really serious, you'd see it.
Yes.
You would know from day one. Their body language, what they do, the sort of policies, what they would stand for, what they align with.
Yeah.
Immediately you would know that, these guys are serious.
The kind of people you will start seeing in places of power, will start telling you that, okay, something is happening.
Yeah.
You can smell change in the air when it comes, especially positive change. You just notice that something is becoming lighter, something is changing, and that's just what people are looking for. People are not waiting for Nigeria to just be all that amazing. They just want a place where at least let them be sure that they're
progressive.
Yeah, exactly, and that their opinions matter.
They belong.
Exactly. Let a place feel like home. If this is supposed to be our home, then our home, you should be able to say, "Mommy, I don't want to eat rice. I want to eat beans."
And I feel like eating beans.
Do you understand?
Yeah. But really, Julia, this is to say that if we really want this, then we have to galvanize young people. The ones that have not jackpot, that are still within the shores of the country, then we actually have to vote.
Yeah.
We actually have to be part of it. I've done a podcast before about youth participation in politics. If you haven't listened, please check my catalog, check the previous SMA Talks podcast. There are a lot of podcasts there about youth participation in politics. You need to participate.
Yes, we do.
There's no excuse.
Yep.
You need to.
You don't have to have all the money. You don't have to go and become a governorship candidate. Nobody's asking you to go that far. but in your little way, contribute. Don't stay quiet. Silence is another quiet way of saying yes to whatever is happening. They say the people perish when good people stay silent, and that is exactly what is happening in Nigeria.
I agree.
We have good people here, but they are quiet.
I agree.
We all need to speak up.
Yeah, beautiful. Well said. Silence is the enemy, Juliet.
Yeah, it is.
Silence is the enemy.
So.
Yeah. So, Juliet, I would not want us to go without exploring one or two from you. So tell us, what are you cooking? What are you trying to do? What should we look out for?
Oh, me.
What should we be spying and look at? What's Juliet doing? So
what am I
yes,
up to?
yeah. What are
Okay,
you
so
up
these
to?
days, since people are looking for something to lighten the air, I'm going to be releasing a lot of poetry this period.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just, check me out.
Okay, so what's the poetry? Do you want to give us a hint?
Okay, I have one that's coming out this week.
Okay.
It's on, should I tell you the name?
Yes.
Okay, fine. It's on the people of the desert.
The people of the desert.
And it's just all about survival.
Nice,
Yeah, that's
nice.
just it. So I believe, as light as it is, I believe you can learn one or two from it. So yeah.
There's always room to learn, relearn, and unlearn.
Of course.
So, well said, Juliet. I can't thank you enough
for
being the first queen
Aww.
to grace our podcast.
I wish you guys could see me right now.
The reason why you're the first, it's kind of weird to have you as the first. Because most of all the ladies, I must commend your courage and your your talent, because many ladies feel sort of shy. Yeah, they lack a little bit of courage when they feel like they're put on the spot or they have to now do a podcast, and it's not for like I've seen that with a few ladies I've tried to invite, and they're like, oh, did you really want to do it? But I'm shy, I don't want to. So I don't know why that is.
For my shy ladies out there, I'll just drop something for you.
Please drop it.
A man once said something that if he wants to build a house, he will not build a house without requesting for advice from a lady. True. And he said, why? He said, because there's a perspective a woman will bring that the man may never see. So just please, your opinion matters. Simple.
You heard it from her. A queen I stand. So, I think that is it. I think we explored it. We talked about Japa, and we also talked about the year of return.
Yeah, so
you said 2030. I said 2050.
Let's be looking
so let's you guys should watch out. So on that note, it's been an amazing time with you. Lots of laugh, lots of gist. I can speak to you all day. I'm sure you know that. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been amazing. And thank you all for listening. Please drop your comments, your likes. Let me know what you think about this Japa issue. Are you planning to Japa? When are you even Japaing? Let me know. Just drop it on the comments in the comment section. Send me messages. You can follow me on Instagram at @the_SMA Talks. And until next time, bye for now. Love you guys.